Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Nosheen Tariq Siddiqui. The topic we were discussing were drug of animal origin, and under the heading of animal drug origin, we were doing exotic animal substances. I've told you that there are few animals which are considered among the exotic animal or secretions from animals, which are known as exotic animal substances, which were, previously or traditionally it was hard to find. That's why they are called exotic animals and their secretions are called exotic animal substances. We have already done in exotic animals, we have done musk, which came from male musk deer. The second is civet. Civet is the name of a small African mammal. Its name, the name of the cat and the name of the secretion is same. That is civet. Civet's biological name is Civet's Civictis civeta and family is Viverdae. Civet is also the name of the liquid taken from the glands of that animal. The secretion which is used medicinally and also in perfume industry as well. This liquid is used as painkiller and sedative. This is mainly used, or it has been used for centuries for this purpose, that is for liquid, for painkiller and sedative. In food and beverages, civet is used as flavoring agent, while in cosmetics and soap, civet is used as fixative and fragrance. Civet is also called civet cat, civet cat, any of a number of long-bodied, short-legged carnivores of the family Viverdae. Basically, this is a type of a cat. It's not a cat. Basically, it resembles a cat, and you can search the internet and see its picture. So it resembles a cat. It's the kind of the same family, but it's not a cat actually. There are about 15 to 20 species placed in 10 to 12 genera. The anal glands of civet opens under the tail into a large pouch in which a greasy musk-like secretions accumulates. Basically, this civet glands are situated or located just beneath the anal portion. So the secretion is coming from the body and it's accumulating in those glands, which is away from anal. It's not connected with the anus, but the pouches are there. This secretion, known as civet, is used by the animals in marking territories. Basically, why it is situated there or located there, because animals they tend to mark their territories, that this place is ours. So how they are going to tell other people, because they cannot talk, of course. So how they tell, they basically mark those territories with those secretions, so that the other person the other cats or the animals know that this is civets or territory. The secretion of the small Indian civet or raceae and of the oriental civet is employed commercially in the manufacturing of perfume. It was the Indian origin, and the other which were found earlier were employed commercially in the manufacturing of perfumes. In addition, coffee beans fermented within excreted from the digestive tract of civet in the Philippines and Indonesia are sometimes used to enhance the taste of coffee. Basically, what it does, it basically feed upon coffee beans. Basically, these civet cat, they feed upon these coffee beans, and these coffee beans, they get fermented inside the body and they get excreted out from the digestive tract. So they get those coffee beans, and they are really enhanced in flavor and in aroma, especially. So they collect those excreted or fermented, you say, coffee beans, and they use it in making of coffee. And I think it is called Copa Luca, I think something like that. And it's very famous and it's very expensive coffee. but I think we don't want to drink it because it's kind of excretion, but it's very useful and it has many effects. And if you go to Indonesia or Philippines, you get it in a very high price because it's very rare and its process to get it is very difficult. So Philippines and Indonesia are sometimes used to enhance the taste of coffee. Chemical constituents of seaweed oil. The exceptional fragrance of seaweed oil is attributed to the presence of ketones known as sevitone. If you remember, I've told you about musk. In musk also, there was a ketonic compound due to which the fragrance was associated to, and that is similar for seaweed as well. There is a presence of ketone known as sevitone, also called as xylitol, which is present in the concentration range of 2.5 to 3.4%. Cyclohexadecadone, 6,6-cyclopeptadecadone, cyclopentanodecadone, and cyclopentadecadone are certain other ketones in seaweed oil. All the majority of the compounds are ketone based. Uses of seaweed oil. The primary use of seaweed oil that strikes everyone's mind in its attention-grabbing fragrance that can uplift the mood and elevate the energy level. Basically, it was used for this purpose because when traditionally people smell it, they first get get connected with the smell. They immediately found that their mood is uplifted and their energy level has been raised. So it was traditionally used as for fragrance only to uplift the mood and to elevate the energy of the one who is wearing it, one who is, basically the one who is actually putting it on. So the one who is wearing it and those who are around. The oil of seaweed and its synthesized aroma in the recent times indeed have a remarkable impact on the emotions and behaviors of mankind. Means it has an effect on CNS, and especially with those part of the brain which are basically related to or which are concerned with the mood of a man. Seaweed and its positive effect on limbic system. Seaweed is known for its remarkable fragrance that is said to instill potential differences in the behavioral and psychological pattern of humans. And the superhero cascading these benefits is the limbic system, or the vital control center of the human brain. Which part of the brain which is responsible for this psychological behavior or the behavioral psychological pattern of human is the limbic system. Seaweed oil contains aphrodisiac, sedative, rejuvenating, stimulating, calmative, and tonic properties that pass on through the nasal passages in the form of aromatic molecules, reach the limbic system through the olfactory epithelium. Basically, this all properties, they are not supposed to, they are not related to ingestion, but they are related to smell. So through the nasal passage, it gets passed through the nasal passage to the limbic system, from the limbic system to the olfactory epithelium. From the olfactory epithelium, sorry. Seaweed's relationship with rest and stress. The nurturing fragrance of seaweed oil has the power to stimulate, refurbish, and renovate the working that can help in passing appropriate command to the system to relax, rest, revamp, recuperate, and rejoice in your verbs. Other health benefits. Beside these benefits, seaweed oil has been used in controlling sweat and the bad odor associated with it, hearing disabilities, colic in children, and certain skin disorders. The reduction of perspiration, a cure from some skin diseases, claims for aphrodisiac powers. As you have gone through main physiology and the anatomy and histopathology lectures, I think you have already studied many of the diseases. So this, I'm presuming that you all know these different types of, the symptoms which are written over here, like aphrodisiac, and I'm not going to go into the details. If you don't know, you should know, and you must find out yourself. Certain times I will tell you as well, but not all the time. Next is cod liver oil. Cod liver oil is, you get it from the biological origin is Gadus mora and Gadus macrocephalus from the family Gadiidae. The main uses are of cod liver oil is that the cod liver oil is used for high cholesterol, high triglycerides, kidney diseases in people with diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, osteoarthritis, depression, and autoimmune disease called systemic lupus erythematosus, glaucoma, and middle ear infection, that is otistis media. Some people put cod liver oil in their skin to speed wound healing as well. The refining process, basically the cod liver oil, when you get in a crude form, the smell is so much that you cannot consume it. It's very unpleasant. So for this purpose, you have to refine it. Crude cod liver oil is not suited for direct consumption and must be refined before use. The refining process removes unwanted components such as free fatty acids, pigments, contaminants, and various other substances that can impart fishy flavor or off flavor to the oil. So we have to remove those unwanted parts which are not required or which are basically giving a fishy flavor or not a good flavor to the oil. The refining process of cod liver oil is comprised of 5 to 6 steps as outlined in the next slide. Distillation is not always called for. During the standardization procedure, the vitamin levels are adjusted as needed. You take out certain things, you take out certain vitamins and certain things, but you add in them as well. The process is that you get a crude liver oil. The crude oil, if you first neutralize it, then you kind of bleach it. After bleaching, there is a process which is known as winterization. In winterization, there is basically an addition of the required substances like omega-3. You want omega-3 of course, in cod liver oil. So you incorporate during winterization. You also add other types of vitamins if you want in this process. Then the process of distillation occurs, deodorization is done, and then standardization. And in standardization, you add vitamins and other things which you require. And that is your final product. The composition of cod liver oil defined in the European Pharmacopoeia and the USP, it should have these parameters. What it should have: vitamin A, D3, EPA, DHA, acid value, iodine value, and saponifiable matters are also there. Refractive index should be at what it should be is 1.477 to 1.84, and there are other tests which basically identifies a good cod liver oil. Properties of cod liver oil. Cod liver oil has been used throughout the centuries for various purposes. As lamp oil, it has been used. Cod liver oil is a rich source of vitamin A and D3. In fact, other good dietary sources of vitamin D3 are scarce. The oil was initially used as a raw material for the production of these vitamins, but the importance of the omega-3 fatty acids was eventually discovered, and this fact altered the status of the oil. It is now widely used as an important source for the omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA. In addition to the vitamins, these fatty acids are often considered essential due to their low conversion efficiency from alpha-linoleic acid. Cod liver oil may be taken orally as a liquid or in capsule form. You know, never knew that what type of fatty acids were required and what type of cholesterol is needed by the body. So when when it is discovered that the uh, what type of fatty acids are good, then it was also came to know that omega-3 fatty acids were very good for health, and especially for heart and for good growth. So after that, the cod liver oil importance increased. Cod liver oil may be taken orally as liquid or in capsule form. Usually it is taken as in pill form, but it can be used in these forms as well. Initial studies on the physiological effects of the long chain omega-3 fatty acids focus on the relationship between EPA and DHA and cardiovascular diseases. The findings show that both the acids reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. As I've told you, due to its basically its connection with the cholesterol. So it reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease because it enhances the formation of good uh, or required cholesterol, and it decreases the harmful cholesterol. A deficiency of omega-3 fatty acid has been implicated as a risk factor in mental disorders such as depression, schizophrenia, and ADHD. If you don't take omega-3, so it can cause depression, schizophrenia, and ADHD. Reports dating from 18th century show that people use cod liver oil to reduce symptoms of arthritis as well. This appears to have been demonstrated by more recent research. Omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids have been shown to contain anti-inflammatory properties. These acids play a role in arthritis and possibly other conditions associated with inflammation. So in a broader term, if we can see, it is also used as an anti-inflammatory. It has anti-inflammatory properties as well. Those a number of diets for recommended daily intake of EPA and DHA have been published with values ranging from 250 milligram EPA and DHA per day to 200 milligram total omega-3 per day. Typical values for adults are 500 milligram per day of EPA plus DHA. Like cod liver oil normally contains 175 milligram EPA and DHA. Cantharidin is an odorless, colorless terpenoid secreted by many species of blister beetles, including broadly in genus Apicotta and in species Lyta. Cantharidin has been used since ancient times as an aphrodisiac. It is being used since the Han Dynasty, I think Chinese dynasty. Diluted solution of cantharidin can be used as a topical medication to remove wart and tattoos. Basically, in pharmaceutical preparation, it is used to remove warts and tattoos. History and current use. The first recorded use of cantharidin date back to Han Dynasty in China and in Europe during 50 to 100 AD. Medical applications have varied and include its use as an oral aphrodisiac agent and for the topical treatment of warts. Recent medicinal practice has been controversial since the drug's loss of US Food and Drug Administration approval in 1962. Despite the controversy, the role of cantharidin remains a preferred in-office treatment of molluscus contagiosum and Varica vulgaris. These two are related with the certain bacteria or the fungus, and the cantharidin is used in the treatment of these two conditions. Formation: the male blister beetle in the Calopetra order of the Melody family produces cathradine in an oral fluid that is stored in the alimentary canal. This basically it is produced in its from the oral fluid, but it is stored in its alimentary canal from where it it secretes when it is needed. In 1952, Stroke et al. Were able to produce cathradine synthetically for medicinal use. The label indication for topical cathradine are varicula vulgaris, and off-label indications include callus removal, cutaneous leishmaniasis, herpes zoster, and acquired perforating dermatitis. These are all topical diseases, mainly concerned in making warts type of things, which are kind of cellulite things or excessive formation of skin, something. These all are related to those skin conditions. In addition, it has been used as an inflammatory model and in cancer treatment as well. Application of cathradine is painless, which is particularly important for pediatric patients, reducing the physiological trauma caused by injection, that is local anesthesia and electrosurgery. These words, which I've told you in the previous slide, they can also be, cut. You can use electrosurgery for that, or you can, but for that you need to have a local anesthesia. And for children, it's especially very difficult to perform. So it's very good alternative to surgery, especially for children. Side effects of cathradine include arrhythmia, pain, ringworms, and post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. More severe but less common side effects are lymphangitis, secondary bacterial cellulitis, scarring, and variform vesicular dermatitis. These are also its side effects of cathradine, and it gets severe, but they are less common. They are especially common in those patients which are very sensitive. They have very sensitive skin. The last is spermicity. Spermicity is basically a secretion which comes out from whale. The biological origin is the Pfister macrophallus. Spermicity, from Latin, that is sperma means semen and city means whale. That is, it is coming from the male semen, is a waxy substance found in the head cavity of the sperm whale. This is basically found in the head cavity of the sperm whale and in smaller quantities in oils of other whales. Spermicity is created in the spermicity organ inside the whale head. And it is used for different purposes. It is also used in perfume industry for it because it smells very good. Its uses: spermicity is used in ointments, cosmetic creams, fine waxes, candles, and textile finish. These are all which we have done. I think these are all the drugs from the animal origin we have completed. And now next we are going to start in our next lecture. We are going to start a new topic, inshallah. Thank you very much.